And then we're gonna hit record.
Where is it at? It
Oh,
disappeared.
because it's doing it. Well, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How are you doing? We're gonna hit record.
Where is it at?
Oh,
It disappeared.
because it's doing it. Well, happy Tuesday. Can you guys hear that background? Happy Tuesday, everybody. How are you doing? We're gonna hit record. Okay, we're gonna take that off. Bear with us for 1 second.
Is it because it's streaming simultaneous with YouTube now?
What happened? I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. We're gonna get rid of it. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so where's our button? Hold
It
on.
means that that it's running simultaneously with YouTube. There's probably a silent mode or something. We'll figure it out.
There we go. There we go. Happy Tuesday. Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. We're a couple days into the week. Well, let's start with forward movement. Who wants to be the first to share their forward movement? Okay, don't everyone raise your hand at once. It's too confusing. It's just too confusing. Okay, who's
Patrick?
Patrick is the ice
Go
cream
ahead.
today.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Mute, Patrick.
Not yet. We still
Still mute.
no.
Can you hear?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, there you go. So my forward movement was I made a declaration having 30 folks on the Zoom. And yo, I got 31, baby. Hey, it felt good. When I looked at it, when I tallied up the names and all that stuff, sent it to you guys. Again, I went to bed feeling on a high, woke up with all kinds of downloads from the Matrix because, I did something I've never done before. So Greg, Lori, Mark, Gilbert, you guys, I figured you guys out. I see what you're doing. See, you're millionaires. I figured it out. You're millionaires coaching us to become millionaires. So as you gently, just like I said at convention, as you push me out of my comfort zone, push me, I'm growing. So thank you. My mind is not the same. You did it again, Greg. You did it again.
That's awesome, Patrick.
I love it, Patrick. Good job. Now the hard work begins.
Fantastic.
The real hard work begins. You get to do a lot of follow-up, my friend.
Oh, believe me. And it's funny. As I'm looking at Six Star and saying it every morning, I'm a six star. I make 45,000 a month. As this growing, I'm like, oh shoot, this is a lot of work. That's just a lot of work. Following up with people, calling people. I'm like, dude, it's not easy. So be careful what you pray for.
Hey, Patrick, I just want to tell you there's a check match in there in the that's just a cycle bonus, okay? Just so you know.
Okay.
That's only one part of the check.
Okay.
Extremely proud of you, Patrick. You set a goal, you hit it, you went beyond. Not only did you hit it, you went over it. I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's very fun to see the growth in you, to see the mindset change in you, the conversations that we've had on the phone. I mean, you're a different person. You're a different person. You're thinking different. You're talking different. Your signal is different. Your signal is stronger. It was strong before. It's stronger now. It's fantastic. It's super exciting. And your team is following suit.
Patrick, if you would just take a minute and share with everybody, because you've had several aha moments. I mean, it's a process, and you shared with me. I remember, when you went from 3-star to 3-star pro, it was just like this thing clicked in your head. And then obviously, from 3-star pro to elite and now thinking for, 6-star and 4-star and 5-star. I mean, just share with people because everybody wants to hear that process because your mind goes through that process.
I guess the biggest thing is the details. Honestly, if we've never made 50,000 in a month in a residual platform, we need help. Having the mental capacity to think like that. So for the first time when I hit 3-star pro, I was thinking, oh shoot, I need to think in cycles. So instead of just points, I was thinking in cycles. But the biggest thing is what changed the most was I needed to focus on my team individually and find the ones that wanted to run and then run with the runners and help them to qualify. And again, I've heard all this stuff, work with the willing, run with the runners. But there is no way a person can get 3-star pro, 3-star elite, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star if you don't work with the people that want to run with you. So I think the way I'm going to answer your question, Greg, is I'm focusing now on identifying my board of directors. I need to identify the people that are going to run, and I'm only going to work with the people of that are serious, that believe that I'm not going to stop, that they believe that this is going to work, because then I can be like, okay, guys, okay, Zoom tomorrow. I need all 10 of you because I want 10 board members. All 10 of you, you're going to be on that Zoom, and I want you at least to commit at least 5 people. Okay, boom. All right, I'm a board member. I'm committing because now I have my group that are serious. They're plugged in. There's no question. Are we going to convention? There's no question. Are we going to be on the opportunity Zoom at 7? There's no question. We're going to be on the training Zoom Saturday at 10. There's no question. We're going to be on Gilbert's Momentum Zoom on Sunday. I mean, it's just my board of directors is what we do. And then I want them to get their board of directors. That way, we're not playing around. We're working with the willing. We're working with people that are runners, and I think of everything, Greg, that's the biggest thing. They're like, oh shoot! Instead of loving Patrick on loving all these people, I got to focus on the willing and only work with the willing. I love everybody else, but I got to give love to my board of directors like an 80-20 rule. 80% of my time has to be with my board of directors. 20% with everybody else.
Love it. Love it.
It's so true, Patrick. It's a huge thing. And knowing where to spend your time, how to spend your time, it does matter. And like you said, you love everybody, but you're gonna run with the runners. I mean, that is what you do. Here's a perfect example. We did a call, me, you, Kelly, the other day, and I was running out the door. It wasn't the most great time for me, but you know what? I made time because you guys are doing all the right things. Now, had it been someone, I'm just going to be very honest, had it been someone who's not on SmartShip, not jumping on the Zooms, I wouldn't have taken the call. I'm just going to be very, very honest. But you know what? You guys were doing the right things. It was, to be honest, really bad timing for me, but I'm like, this is important. Like I have to take this call. I want to do this. And then when I got off the phone with you guys, I thought of something else and I called you guys back and we went over some more things and I didn't have time to do it. But I made the time because you guys are doing the right things. You're doing the do, and I'm going to run with the runner. So just a fact. It's fact. Important.
Lori, I do want to validate. You said something that was powerful there, and I hope that everybody that is listening today heard that. A lot of times our life, we all are allotted the exact amount of time in our day. And so we learn to navigate our business where we choose our time very carefully. And it is so true that when someone calls, there's going to be 2 different kind of calls. One is, somebody that is just really all in every way. You see it in their activity, you see it in their signal, you see it in whatever. And as a backup quarterback, I get downlight up, but as somebody that is vested in that person as a backup quarterback, you are more inclined to pick up that call, even if you are busy, versus we'll always pick up the phone if we're not. But I am guilty saying I will sometimes stop what I'm doing, which is something probably needs to get done, because they have demonstrated such such dedication to win, that I want to make sure I do my part to help them win. and it's so true what you said, that I can't tell you how many times that some people call and I'm like, no, that'll wait, you know. But then there's always that unique person who's like, oh man, I know what this call's about. I'm going to take this one, you know. So it is true. We're guilty of that. So it's important for you guys to all understand that you have to get our attention. I mean, you know, anybody that knew my story from way back when, you know, my mentor, you know, Jeff, as we call him, you know, he just, you know, when everything was said and done, you know, he was joking around with me when he said I about cost his marriage, because every time he was going to a movie, Mark Yule's calling. Whenever he was on a date, Mark Yule's calling. You know, just Mark Yule, Mark Yule, Mark Yule, Mark Yule. But the one thing I look back at it, it was that same scenario. I don't know that he took every call from everybody, but he just learned that I guess my energy, my passion, my purpose, my resolve was so big that he took my call almost every time. I'm like, well, dude, if you're in a movie, why didn't you not take my call? You know, he's like, don't blame me that you're going to get divorced. You walked out of the movie. You walked out of dinner, just ignore the call. I didn't know that he was doing that for me. Does that make sense? So there's truth to that. So I just want to validate that.
You know, Patrick, it's interesting. I love how you're coming across, because I literally, Gilbert, we just had this talk not even 30 minutes ago. I mean, it's so nice to hear Patrick. He's sounding just like somebody that's going 6-star.
Gilbert, you're on.
You know, Greg, I'm sitting here smiling. First of all, congratulations, Patrick. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I remember stopping and seeing Patrick on my way down to, I think I was going to Henry Marsh's birthday. What's that?
Twin Falls.
Yeah, I was heading down to see Henry Marsh for his 70th birthday, and we just stopped, and you know, it was such a pleasure to see Patrick. And you know, I had a conversation with a doctor this week, and I've been telling her for 4 years, you know, and I'm not going to tell her name. You know, man, we're not going to wait forever, right? You know, I love you, and you've been a part of my life forever. And I love what she said to me this week. She said, I'm not going to wait for this person any longer. Like it was like, and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed, because she knows it's now. Patrick, if you're available to everyone, you're no good to anyone. You know, I look at the people. I look at the people that are on here. I've been on with a lot of the people this morning. Here's Val and here's Ken, and I phoned some of them, and they, you know, haven't returned my calls yet. But that's okay, because I have a plan. And Paul Orbison, a good friend of mine who made $1 million a month, here's what he said. Any of you horse people, any of you ever went and got a horse, or caught a horse in the field, or seen somebody? Okay.
Bucked off
Paul
one.
Orbison said this: if you're going to walk out into a field with a bridle on, what's the horse going to do?
Run.
He's going to run away from you. I don't care who you are, unless you got a pail of chop. Okay, then he's going to come. But if you're going to walk out there and you're going to chase that horse, that stallion, because you want to ride him, he is going to run to the far corner of that field. You'll run all day. What happens when you're tired of running him? You throw the bridle over your shoulder and you start walking away. What does that horse generally do?
Follow you.
He runs you over. He's bunting you. He's right behind you. You guys, everybody needs to know what we're doing for 2025. But here's what I'm going to tell you. We keep chasing. We got to make sure everybody has the opportunity to know what Greg and Lori and Mark and the mastermind team were putting together, and making it better for the Saturday and the Sunday night and the Monday and the two. But what you got to understand, there comes a time when we don't have time to phone anybody anymore. You see, I see the people that I've been talking to this morning, and amazing, they're on the call. Do you know who I'm running with? I'm running with their teams. And that's how, if one person can get 30 on, why can't 30 get 30? That's how I used to get rooms with 1,500 people in a room, you guys, and 700 guests. You guys, we're just getting started, but we're going to stop chasing. And you guys, that's why we have these Zooms, and that's why we have these things, to go ahead and for the masses to participate. but you guys, it's the real deal. If not three, what? If not now, what? And Greg and Lori and Mark know I'm going on a tear, but I'm going on a tear not just for me. I'm going on a tear to give back everything that I've done for 25 years. And you know what? If they miss it, I guess they're going to learn it from my books and my tapes, because you're never going to get it live like you're going to get it now. Back to
I
you
love
guys.
I love it. I love it. And you guys, you know what? Here's the thing. If someone's going, well, oh my gosh, how is Patrick doing it? How's he doing it? You guys, he's doing it the same way we all do. It's action. Patrick is taking massive and immediate action. There's no magic pill, there's no magic bean, and a beanstalk is going to grow. He's taking the action. I mean, you hear the numbers, and you know, Greg will say it, Mark will say it, Gilbert will say it. Numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. So as you see things happen, you hear him say he had 31 people on a Zoom, and then, you know, in a few months when he's promoting again, and you're like, well, how did that happen? I better phone Patrick and ask him how that happened. You don't have to phone Patrick. He took massive and immediate action. No magic pills, no magic beans. He's doing the same steps. He's just doing more of it, and he's doing it faster. And I'm going
Lori,
to
I want to add one
not
thing.
call Patrick. Please don't. Here's the thing. This is one thing I want to say to you guys. Again, we have to speak truths. We have to speak honesty. Patrick only has so much time in a day, right? And he wants to work his business. And he just said the bigger his business gets, the harder it is to work with everybody. And that's why he has to be very careful with his time and put his time where effort is matched, right? So if you're not on Patrick's team and you just want to call and shoot the breeze and find out, Patrick, how are you doing this? Patrick, how are you building your business? Please don't do that. You know what that's called? I'm just going to be blunt. It's called time stealing. Patrick doesn't have time to get on the phone with each and every one of you that see him blowing up and tell you that he's doing all the things that you've heard 500 times on every single Zoom you've been on. He doesn't have time to do that, because guess what? Patrick wants to build his business. And when you call and take that time and Patrick wants to be polite, you're stealing time that he could be building his business. So the truth is, no magic bean, no magic pill. He's putting in the work. He's doing more of it, massive and immediate action. Please don't waste Patrick's time by putting in those calls. There's no need for it. That's the truth, you guys. That is the blatant truth. Use your line of sponsorship. They get paid to take your calls. They want to see you win. They will help you win. Please don't sideline and time steal from sideline. Is that okay to say to everyone? Because that is the truth, okay? And kudos again to you, Patrick. That is fantastic.
Well, I want to
I
say
just
two
want to
things.
add, I just want to add one
Okay.
thing.
Go ahead.
Look at Patrick's signal. You guys have heard me say this for years. How strong is your signal? And his signal is contagious. You wonder how you can get 30 people in. The answer is obvious. It's his passion, his signal is strong. And I'm telling you that if there was a magic pill, you talk about a magic pill, that's the magic pill. So good job.
Thank you. So I wanted to say two things. So first of all, everyone, you know, Lori's talking about what's Patrick's doing. It's been said many, many times. Guys, I'm a student of Greg, Lori, Mark, Gilbert. I'm a student of this business. When they say something, I process it, I write it down, I look at it, I apply it to my team. And like Lori said, I'm just doing it in a major way. I quit my job. There's no hanging out. There's no waiting. You know, guys, I shared this with Greg and Lori. My wife, you talk about belief, she booked a freaking cruise. We put the we put the deposit for 21 people for next year, booked a cruise for our whole family. And guess who's supposed to pay for it? Patrick Toussaint. So you talk about lighting my, burning the ships and getting on an island. I'm like, oh shoot, it's booked. So I'm fired up. So one, student of the business. Number two, guys, declaration. My signal's high because I'm understanding, okay, energy is everything. Mark, you said it over and over and over again, but yesterday I met with the doctor and he's about to come on, but I am like forcing him. to like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I left his office and I thought, interesting. My energy is like manipulating people. When I go there, hey, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be straight up. When I knock on your door or when I'm meeting with you and I'm all hype about 3 and spitting out stuff and my energy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm noticing that they can't say no. They can't. I'm like, guys, this is big. Don't you realize I'm gonna be a 6-star, 45,000 a month. I know it's more, Gilbert, but 45,000 a month. Hey, I'm believing it. I'm saying it. Guys, you better jump on me. You better do it right now. Go, go, go. And I'm noticing they can't resist my energy. Mark, it's right. The signal thing is real. And guess what, guys? Anybody can have high signal. You just got to believe that this is going to happen, guys. When Gilbert says, we're going to be the biggest team, biggest team, biggest team, biggest team. And you're like, you know what? Okay, I believe that. And you start telling people, we're going to be the biggest team, we're going to be the biggest team. People start to feel that and they can't resist. So it's like, I think I figured out the secret, Mark. It is true. The signal's like I'm hypnotizing people. They can't say no to my high signal. Guys, my energy is high when I meet with people now because I feel like they can't resist.
I
I love that. Hold that book back up,
Yeah,
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
I don't know if everybody can see that. Virus of the mind. I love it. I love it.
So true.
Hey, speaking of strong signal, I see Dr. Sabo, you had your hand up. You wanted to say a few words. Go ahead and
He's got forward movement.
take the platform.
Well, actually, I was going to ask my friend Patrick there what he was doing, and he already said it, and it's contagious. I feel like I'm bopping in my seat here, Patrick. So I see where you're coming from, like Mark said.
That is awesome.
Even just sitting up, and I'm sitting higher in the seat now than before Patrick talked.
And that's what it is, you guys. Iron sharpens iron. And hearing other people's forward movement makes you go,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, okay, this is exciting. I can do it too. This is awesome. Patrick, you're firing everybody up.
And here's the thing, another thing. Greg put this, planted this in my mind. He says, Patrick, imagine yourself on stage as a 6-star. They say my name. I'm walking across. Daniel Piku gives me a high five. And I turn to the audience and I tell them how I did it. Guys, could you imagine me on stage at that time? Woo! I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be fired up. My feet won't touch the ground.
He'll
Hey,
be
guys.
burping.
Be burping. And guys, here's the thing. I picture that moment over and over and over and over and over again. Guys, I see it. And when I'm doing it, guys, when I'm done, I already see Daniel looking at me, looking at the audience, like, oh my God. Woo! We just experienced Patrick. Guys, I'm seeing that. I'm playing that. And that energy, that vision, when it happens, I'm going to look at you guys and say, told you.
No, I could hear the minute you were sharing about being on stage and you literally had it, the detail down to, and Daniel Piku high-fived me. I can tell you have the whole thing in your head. And you guys, when you see it, you just walk into it. You literally walk into it. That's why that dream board is so important. And the things on your mirror are so important. Patrick is walking into his vision. He sees it and he's stepping. It's powerful. I mean, again, Gilbert has virus of the mind. I mean, it's powerful when you get that mind working in your face. Remember, our mind doesn't know if what we tell it is true or false. It just believes whatever you tell it. So tell it what you want it to believe and step into, because it really does work right down to, just watch. Now, the minute Daniel Piku high fives you, we're all going to bust out laughing and be like, oh my gosh, there it is.
And just one other thing. This is one of my goal cards that my mentor Gilbert has me do, and it comes from Think and Grow Rich, where you write down your goals and you say them every morning and every night. I started this in 2017. And so some of them I've had to advance, and other ones, and 6 stars on this card right here. So it's something that I've been saying as well.
Do you
So-
see yourself on that stage, Dr. Stable? Can you see yourself up there, not as an advisory board memory, but as somebody that just hit 6-star? Can you see that moment?
I can see it. I don't believe I can high five Daniel Picu as high as Patrick can, but I can
It'll
see
be
that.
good.
And do you see all the dream team? Can you hear them? All of us just cheering for you guys. I mean, can you hear that? Us screaming and whistling and clapping and yelling your names. Like, hear that. Because I just feel all the love from this team. I mean, you guys are all so loving, so cheering for each other. It's the best. Like, it just shines bright. So hear that too.
And I've thought about what I would say when I'm up there, like Patrick said too. So
That is awesome.
I'd like to add one thing, and you guys understand that this is kind of like a mastermind to how we start this off, and you guys, you always start off by a win of the week, and lots of times in a mastermind you'll learn something not from Greg and Lori or from Mark Ewell or Gilbert Anderson. I was at the Matrix with 500 people with Bob Proctor, and this guy was from California, and we got him on his chair and we started chanting and about, because he really wanted to win an Academy Award, and they made up an imaginary Academy Award, and we all started chanting, and at guess what he won at the Academy Awards? He won an Emmy for a movie that he was just got this thing in, and he won an Academy Award. You guys, if you already knew how to be a 6-star, you'd already be one. You got to build that image. And once you build that image, and then you want to know what Patrick is just moving up, and what this book is really about, and a friend of mine said it was the best book he ever read. It's about mimes, and I'm not even saying it right, but it's about speaking life into what you want. And then 2 hear it, and then 4 hear it, and then 8 hear it, and then it becomes, you guys, here's what I will tell you. There's not one person when 2 or more people come together with a crystal clear vision, and you guys, with the amount of experience that we have, you guys, we are going to create a 6-star, but you guys, we got to create some 3-stars and some 3-star pros and 3-star elites. I'm going to tell you that in the first quarter, this dream team will have more elites than any other team in the company. And how do I know? Because I know where everybody's at, because I've been in this for 25 years and what we're preparing. But here's what I'm going to tell you, not for everybody, because not everybody's going to do what Patrick's going to do. Not everybody's going to do but here's what I'm going to tell you, everybody can do what they're doing. You see, there's a difference. And thanks for just doing what you're doing, you guys. That's called leadership. How do we build the #1 team in the world? We build leaders. You see, leaders do what you're doing, Patrick. Leaders show up. 50% of the people that show up, A.L. Williams says, and then 40%, they get the other 40% win by working hard. There's no free lunch. It's working hard. You got to get up and you got to go work. And then the last 10%, it's a dogfight. You guys, you got to scratch and claw and fight for getting on stage. And you guys, how many times are you going to get knocked down? It's not how many times you get knocked down, are you going to get back up? And you guys, and that's where, 6-star is not for the weak and the meek. You know what? It's not. Running a 100-mile race is not for the weak and the meek. But you want to know what? You can't run a 100-mile race unless you walk around the block and put your running shoes on. You see, and that's where we're all at. We're putting our running shoes on, and we're going to teach every single person that they can do it. But what Mark Ewell says is, we can go out right now and put you in a full-time position to be a full-time network marketer. To be 6-star, you got to have that deep down inside, and that's not for everybody. Go ahead, you guys.
I love it. I love it. What I want to know is who's next? Who's got some more forward movement? Let's do another forward movement. Next, let's move.
Oh, we're back to silence.
Back to silence.
There's more. Who wants to share it?
I will go.
Okay.
Yes, oh, my internet's being funny because it's storming. But I just had to take a little step back for a while, and I am back, and I worked on my list yesterday, and Lori and I just kind of strategized, set some goals. Mark, thank you so much for that video yesterday, because we already had our meeting set about goal setting, and that was huge because it was so timely that it was great. So I took some time and really be prepared for the time that, you know, y'all are willing to give us. And so, and I blurred my background, but I have a big whiteboard here and up to, I think, 150, because my flip chart is coming from Amazon because the local store didn't have one. So I had to order it. But I'm just doing, like, I am dedicated. I'm just reset because of recent events. And so that is my forward movement. I'm just doing what you're telling me to do. That's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Karen, I am beyond proud of you and love you so much. And I'm sending you so much love. And I believe it's okay for me to share. For those of you who don't know, Karen recently lost her dad, and she had to take some time, and she may randomly need to take some time still, but she's here. She's been on multiple Zooms. She's surrounded by love of her Dream Team family. And it's been a struggle, as it of course would be for any of us, but she's here and she's moving forward, and we set a bunch of goals. And you know what? She is her dad's daughter, and her dad wants to see her move forward. She shared this with me. These aren't my words. She knows, and I know her dad through her over the years, but he wants to see her go, and he wants to see her win, as we all do. So I'm so proud of you, Karen.
Thank you. And thank you for that. And thank you for all the love, because this team has been, you know, it's such a nice reprieve from everything we've gone through to be here and talk to y'all. And it's been a challenge. And today's his birthday. So God love him. And he was just watching with us, over us always. So, but the entrepreneurial spirit came from him. And so that's where we are just going to move forward. Just move forward with the strength and the knowledge and the lessons that he taught me. And that's what's happening. So, but thanks for the forward movement, because it is keeping me motivated, because I'm not going to let him down. So thank you. That's my forward. Love y'all.
Love it.
Congratulations, Karen. There's another forward movement, and I know they don't even know it, but I'm just going to say, you know, when we were signing them up and we were using the discounts, we weren't getting the PIBs. You know how, anybody with me on that? You with me, Greg and Lori? Mm-hmm. Well, Dr. Joanne signed up like 4 new reps last week, and I just got it approved. She got another $396 coming on her check. And I know she's been treating people. She wasn't on here. You guys, that's what it's about. You guys, and people are busy, but you know, that's what it's all about.
It is. Way to go. Way to go. That's awesome. Hey, how does that feel, Dr. Joanne?
You're on mute.
Here she comes.
I haven't even told her yet. You're still on mute.
Okay, here I am. Well, I was so excited, and I was hoping they would extend the discount, because it was a way to get so many people to order, to reorder. And it just has inspired me. It was a good jump start for me for the new year. And what I've been doing, besides what I have to do with the list and the Flipboard and all that, but I made a list of things that I must do and things that I must not do as far as habits. And I'm happy because I started them this week, well, today's only Tuesday. I started yesterday. But it's been good, because come January 1st, that's not when I'm going to start my new habits and stop bad habits. It's already going to be the habit then. So that's what I usually do every year. I start making my goals the end of November, early December, and then I start them immediately. And then, so this way in January, it's already my way of life. And I'm just so happy, because I did a lot of my new things yesterday and today, and it's just great. I'm just so happy. And my patient just brought me a whole dish of cookies. So my lunch and my breakfast is so bad, but that's what nutritionists do when there's no patients in the office. We eat cookies. We eat cookies.
cookies.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And Dr. Joanne, you said something, the company, obviously with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, they had some specials out there, but these are our own businesses, guys. I mean, get creative with your businesses. I mean, you can run promotions and different things, anytime you want. I mean, with your own business. I mean, Lori and I do things all the time, to just give people incentive to come on board. I mean, it's you want to move people into action, and just little things. I mean, you earn these tokens and stuff. Well, what do we do with them? Well, why not split them into, say you earn $100 token, split them into 10 tokens for $10, and you got somebody that's close to coming on board and just say, hey, listen, we got a special going on today. If you get something, you get a $10 token. Well, where'd it come from? Well, it came from you because you got creative. I mean, these are things that you think. I was talking with Gilbert. I said the bigger your check, the bigger problem solver you become. You know what? If somebody's on the fence, figure out a way to get them off the fence.
And you guys don't think that $10 isn't enough. We always recommend smaller amounts, $10 tokens out of 100. I wouldn't just give one person 100. I would break that up. You guys decide the amount, but just remember this. People will stand in line for hours for a free donut. People will tackle each other at a football game for a free t-shirt that's worth $2. So if you guys don't think $10 is enough, I promise you it's enough to make people move. They will stand in line for hours for a free donut. They will tackle each other at a football game for a free $2 t-shirt. Don't forget that.
Good point. Good point, Lori.
Mark, I want to turn it over to you for a few minutes.
I was just going to say, what I love about these calls is people become real. They become vulnerable, and that's when you grow. It's these moments that start to define who we are, and we start to build that mental fortitude and self-belief in moving forward. And I love these calls. They're such an inspiration for all of us. You feel the love, you feel the community, you feel the family. I loved how Karen became very vulnerable. She's an amazing woman. I don't know her super well yet, but I look forward to getting to know her more. And I just think what we're doing, I hope you've got it figured out by now. This is just the very, very beginning. It's life-changing. Everybody that is with us for this next year journey, I commit every one of you to just make that commitment right now that I am 100% in for the next 12 months, and I am just going to get better every day. And I want to hear those stories in 1 year. That's my favorite thing about the business is when I'll be on a trip, we'll be on a free trip paid by 3. Someone will tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, Mark, do you have a minute? This has happened to me in 36 years, hundreds and hundreds of times of little things that were done in calls like this or in a meeting or whatever that I didn't know. But then I'd get a tap on a call. I'd get a tap on a tap on the shoulder in Hawaii and saying, Mark, I just want to say thank you. And then you hear the story and you realize that it was a nugget that was shared in a moment like this that changed everything for him. And there's going to be nuggets every week. Don't miss these calls. Get your team on these calls and we'll grow together, the community, the family. We're all going to be vulnerable together. We're going to grow together. We're going to, continue, get it. My theme, if you get to know me, it's getting better every day. And so I'm just glad to be part of the process, you guys.
Oh, I agree, Mark. This community, this family is, this is one of the highlights of our week. It always has been, is jumping on here and hearing everyone's stories and seeing you guys. And we know it's not always easy. Some people can't be on and they get the recording and we understand they are at work or whatever it may be. We totally understand that. And then there's people that, they're jumping through hoops to be on here. Some people are at work and got an AirPod in. I know Kristen had some things going on today and she's on here and it was very hard for her. I know there's other people that I don't know things that were going on in their life that maybe made it hard to jump on. And you know what, the other thing I think that I know, no, I don't think, I do know about each and every one of you on the Zoom, you want to make somebody proud, probably two people, one yourself and one somebody else, whether that's your spouse, your children, your parents. You want to make two people proud, one being yourself and one outside of that. I guarantee it. Everybody on here wants to make somebody proud. And you know what? We can all do that together. That's what we're going to do. I mean, Gilbert keeps saying it. We are going to be the biggest, fastest growing team in all of the company. And I'm speaking it as well. Mark's speaking it, Greg's speaking it. Like, we are going to keep saying it, and we're going to keep speaking it, and we're going to walk into that blessing, all of us together. And we're all going to make whoever it is you guys want to make proud. I know everyone has different people, but I know that you all want to make someone proud. Let's do that. Let's do that together. Everybody on here can win, and we can all win in a big way. And I love how Dr. Joanne was sharing how she starts, you know, stepping into the new year in November. She starts making a plan and getting into that plan and getting into that, what do you call it? Regimen. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but that regimen each day, each week. And so by January, she's hot on it. She is not making it in January. She's running it right away from January 1 because she started in November. And that's the plan that we've all had. Mark, Gilbert, Greg, myself, is to put everything into motion. You guys see all the stuff on the week at a glance, all these things put into motion ahead of time. So by January 1, it's just old hat. We're just going, and the numbers just keep multiplying in your favor to make you proud of yourself and to make whoever proud that you want to make proud.
Well, you know, what I love about what we're doing here, you know, this system, you know, Lori, you guys have heard Lori and I's story, and you hear about when we met Gilbert, okay? But what about those 7 years prior to that? You know, unfortunately for us, Mark, we didn't have a mentor like you did. I mean, we really didn't in the beginning. I mean, the person that signed us up was a friend of Lori's that quit, and the person that signed them up didn't even know what they were doing. And back then, we didn't have Zooms to plug into. We didn't have anything. I mean, you know, Lori and I, we just were stubborn enough not to quit. And we continued to plug into whatever we could. And it, you know, like I said, it was usually, you know, a live event that we would drive 3 hours to go to and pick up a few nuggets and here and there, but we never really had that consistent mentorship. And that's what's powerful about what we're doing. I mean, you know, this Tuesday mentorship, you picked up nuggets today that will take you all the way to the top. You pick up nuggets today that can help your mindset do that, but it's that ongoing process. I mean, you know, the whole thing, you know, that we're doing. I mean, right now it's Tuesday. You know, what do I do the rest of the week? I mean, you know, what do I do today? You want to share with this with people. You want to share with a signal like you saw Patrick. I mean, you're going to be your own person, but do your best to come across the best you can. And the biggest thing I can say is have confidence, have belief, know that you can do this. If any of us can do this, so can you, and believe in yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, what lucky son of a gun am I going to run into today? What lucky son of a gun am I going to see today? And start speaking these things to yourself and believe that you can do it, and then build. Okay, we got Wednesday coming up. I'm telling you, last week's Wednesday that Lori did with Dr. Phil was so powerful. I mean, you know, she had a ton of people that came on there, and people are they're getting excited about these products and the value of these products. I mean, and next thing you know, they want to know, how do I make money on these products? You know, and you know, so this Wednesday you build for that. Patrick had 31 people in that call. Who wants to go out and work hard to get as many people on tomorrow's call as you can? It's up to you. Okay, get as many people on that call as you can. And in the meantime, go meet with people face to face as well. This Thursday, you got Gilbert Anderson doing the presentation this Thursday. My gosh, do you think he's going to bring the heat? Do you think he's going to, you know, get people fired up about what this business is all about? I guarantee that he's going to do that. Now, personally, myself, I'm going to be doing a presentation myself live up in North Idaho. If you know anybody in Northern Idaho, I'd be getting them to that presentation. But if they're not there, and you can plug people into the Thursday meeting that Gilbert's going to be doing on the Zoom, man, get as many people on there as you can. Friday, you can get people face to face or private Zooms or however you want to get in front of people, recordings. And then Saturday, we've got that fast start training. And that training is designed really for one thing, to make sure the people that you brought in that want to have success know what they need to do and they believe that they can do it. They get their smart ship set up. We're going to help them, teach them how to get there too. We're going to teach them that system of, inviting and getting their first couple people going, keep it super simple. And then we duplicate it. And we're going to do that over and over and over. And, you hear how fired up Patrick is about going 6-star. Well, here's the thing. How do you do that? Well, you set up your smart ship, you go get your 2, teach them to do the same thing. And then we rinse and repeat, we rinse and repeat, we rinse and repeat. Now, how do you build that up? It's through plugging into all this stuff. I love what Mark said last week. This is not mandatory that you do this, but man, if you want to be successful, you want to tie into everything you can, okay? And you want to learn as much as you can. This is your business. And if you treat this business like an important business, like I remember when I finally did get a mentor, that mentor actually sent me to go meet Gilbert. Lori and I drove, 8 hours to go meet Gilbert. He had enough strength to tell us, to go do that. We did it. But I remember, he said, treat your business like $1 million business. Lori and I had never done that before. We didn't know what $1 million business was. But you know what I did? I looked at my own father. My dad had paid the price. I watched him literally, sell everything that we had. He started his own traditional company, manufacturing company. I saw that he borrowed money from my grandpa. I saw that he borrowed money from banks. I saw that he literally lived at the warehouse that he was starting out of. He literally slept on a cot there for the first 6 months while his wife, my stepmother and another half sister, I guess you would call her, my sister, was with grandparents. He was literally sleeping in there on his own, getting the company up and going. And I watched him work his tail off for 10 years before he even turned a profit. And then he became the businessman of the year for North Idaho, Eastern Washington. And I remember thinking to myself, do I want to do that? I don't want to pay that kind of price. I don't want the headaches that he had, with all the insurances and stuff. But you know what I can do? I can make the kind of commitment that he did to this business and treat this business with that kind of direction. And that's where everything turned. That's why we drove 8 hours to go meet Gilbert at a presentation when we didn't have the money. That's why we did those crazy things, because we were committed to changing our life. And that's what we got to do, guys. We got to commit.
It's about average people being able to do above average things. I mean, most of you have heard our story. We didn't have the funds to do that. Greg and I couldn't have even got a loan from a bank to do what his dad did. Like, no bank would give us a loan, and I doubt very many people would give us a bunch of money to start a company, because they wouldn't have probably picked us, you guys. But when you can start a business that can turn into millions of dollars, and you don't have to have a building, you don't have to have employees, you don't have to get a loan from a bank, you don't have to have all this overhead, and you can change your life and have a bigger company than his dad had. I mean, our business is much bigger than what his dad had done, and I'm very thankful for that. But to know we don't have, like you said, the insurances, the employees, a building, none of that. And so this is where average people can do above average things. I mean, I just think it's crazy. Say something about that, Mark. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to even put into words what we're able to do in network marketing.
Well, 36 years. People ask me my favorite thing. It's the people I meet. It's the relationships. I have met hundreds of amazing people in this business that are a big part of my life today. And had I not said yes, I wouldn't know who they are. Just think about that for a minute and magnify that by 36 years. The relationships you make, I have, one of the Markisms, I have a lot of Markisms, you'll learn them over the years, but one of them is, it's about the relationships, but it's not it's not just about the relationships you make, the friends that you make. More importantly, it's about the friends that you keep. And that is deep if you think about it, because how you navigate yourself in life and in business will determine whether or not you'll keep those friendships. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we honor these relationships, and they're built on trust, integrity, love, respect, where we all want to win and be the best version of ourselves. And but that's why I do what I do. Is I love people. And I realize not everybody, it was in a conversation yesterday, someone was, we were talking about our true self. You guys may not believe this, but my true self, I'm an introvert. My true, in deep within my core, I am an introvert. And you guys hearing my voice today probably say, no way, Chris, no way. Oh yes. When I started this, I had to learn to get out of my comfort zone a lot. I loved the concept. I loved the idea of building a team, creating leverage, finding a vehicle to create. But I'll tell you what I was good at the very beginning. It was making that first contact, which was hard for me, and then just letting other people do the work for me. I let everyone else do the heavy lifting. I was a master at that. Why? Because I was still a little bit nervous and I was introverted. The idea of me ever speaking in front of a room is still miraculous to me from where I came from 36 years ago. But now, am I comfortable getting in front of a room? Yeah. Do I love it? No, I still don't love it. It always takes me a couple minutes to just kind of get warmed up to the idea. And then finally it just becomes part of nature and you just do what you do. And, we just evolve. We all just get better. That's my thing. Just get better. And if you're an introvert, I'm living proof that you can still build a business even if you're an introvert. But you have to allow yourself to grow and become uncomfortable. And that's what I had to do. And I realized that not everybody had great mentors like I did in the beginning. But anybody that's on this call, you have no excuse. You have 3 proven mentors, I guess you could say, that have proven success stories, documented, made millions of dollars, all teaming up together to put you in a position to win. There is mentorship here like I have never seen in my 36 years. There is no excuse for you not to be able to get better every day if you simply plug in, participate, do the work, do the action plan, go out and just follow exactly what we're going to tell you to do. Just do it. Don't question it, just do it. And you cannot fail if you just finish what you start. Quitting is easy. Pushing through all of the obstacles, all the trials and tribulations that you will have them. It will be a roller coaster, but I promise you, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you'll get better. And we're going to have a lot of fun. The whole idea of what we're doing is we're empowered, all of us, empowered to help people be more proactive to their health and be a blessing in that regard. And we get to be in an environment we can have a lot of fun. I know Lori loves that, but have a lot of fun. And the coolest thing about the other 2 is that we can make some money doing it. And if we master the skill set and get better, we can make a lot of money. That was the part that it was unexpected. The kind of money that I've ever made, I don't know that anybody's ever even worthy to make that kind of money, but they still were willing to send it to me, and I never turned it away. So anyway, you can make a lot of money, but have fun, be a blessing, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there, get yourself uncomfortable. We all had to do it, and we're all part of the same human condition. We're all, but we get through things. We all will get through things. And so I guess that's my little talk for the day. Have fun. Have fun.
Powerful, Mark. I,
Oh.
I love how you're talking about the team and how, you know, we love on each other and we're stronger together. And, you know, it made me think of the movie The Gladiator. I don't know if any of you have seen it or like it. So the very first Gladiator is one of Greg and I's all-time favorite movies. And I'm not one to watch movies more than once. It has to be really good for me to watch it 2 or 3 times. This is no joke. Greg and I have watched the original Gladiator 30 sometimes. Not a joke, because we find so much inspiration in it. That is not a joke. Now, the second Gladiator recently came out. This is going back to what you talked about, Mark. The second Gladiator came out, and over Thanksgiving weekend, we went to that with our family that was in town. It was extremely good. Not as good as the first, in my opinion, but still extremely good. We liked it. We were not let down, but the first one is still our favorite. But this is where it's coming back to you, Mark. In that movie, if any of you watched Gladiator, when the gladiators come out and they're going to face adversity, it is not going to be good. It's going to be adversity. But you know what? When they are together and they form a line and they bind together, like together, we're going to form this line and we're going to fight together, they're strong. Now, there's always one that's going to deviate and be like, oh, I'm not going to be in that line with you. Guess who's the first dead one? So you guys, we're like the gladiators, and we're going to form that line. We're going to lock arms and we're going to form that line. And when adversity comes at us, we're going to be strong and we're going to hold the line. Now, if you step out of that line, yeah, you might be like that one guy in the Gladiator that stepped out of line. But anyway, fantastic movie. Yes, who wrote this? Dr. Karen, Strength in Numbers, 100%. And that's what Mark was talking about. Reminded me of the Gladiator. Gilbert, I want to pass it over to you. I want you to bring it in for a landing if you don't mind. We got tomorrow night, the Wellness Wednesday. We got Thursday with Gilbert doing the presentation. I mean, we're just going to roll from one thing to the next to the next. Gilbert, take it away and bring it in for a landing.
Well, I'm just going to give it back to exactly what's been said between what you and Greg have said and what Mark said. And the first thing I wrote down was, you did it. You understand what Greg and Lori are telling you you need to do. They've done it. They did it where they were where you are. Okay. They've done it. And here's what a lot of people aren't down and out on this call. They got good jobs, and you know, good can keep you from great. Just remember that when you're setting your goals, good can keep you from great. The second thing Mark talked about, Jeff. I had the same mentor, John Gergen. He had Jeff. I'll tell you, every time I'd phone him every week, I said, we're going another level. We're going another level. You guys, we know who the players are in our team, and it's not, you see, everybody gets a chance. And then I love what you talked about being comfortable, Mark. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you're not uncomfortable, you know, then you're not growing. And then the final thing is, I bring this in for a landing. You know what I love about this, and there's nothing more farther from introvert to not being an introvert is me. I'm not an introvert. You would agree with that, right? You know what I mean? I'm not going. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I enjoy being an introvert. I love what I do, but you guys, here's what I love. I love the peace. I love the quiet. I love the tranquility. I love the serenity that what I get to do when I'm out there working. I work morning, noon, and night, and I'm up early and I go to bed probably the last. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When I come back to this sanctuary, it's serenity. And in the book, As a Man Thinketh, the last chapter in Serenity, it says his serenity in the book, a great book that Bob Proctor got everybody to read. And here's what it says about serenity. Serenity is worth more than even fine gold. You guys, you have to be financially enough money to pay your bills to have serenity. You have to do things that you feel good about to have serenity. And when you have peace of mind, you guys, you don't need anything else. When you have money, you have a network, you have relationships that Mark talks about, you guys, you only build a team by building great relationships. See, the very first time I met Mark, I knew I was going to do life with this guy. When I met Greg and Lori and we flew down together, you guys, the teams that we're building are going to create the next 20, 30 years of our life. And you guys, there's nothing better than having spending your time with the people that you love. So that's all I got to say, you guys. But here, what I'm going to tell you, there's a price to pay. We are our own gladiators. We are all fighting our inner fight. Be a gladiator. Be that person. There's a book called Be the One That's Going to Change the History for Your Family. Be the one that doesn't have to go out and do the things that you want to do. And with that, you guys, look in the mirror, get ready with them. Go. I love all the guys buying the flip charts. You know what? Here I'm going to tell you, you have no idea that flip chart's going to talk about that for the next 20 years. I'd get a flip chart if I were you. Whether you're going to Staples, whether you're going to wherever you can get a flip chart, I'd get a flip chart. Back to you guys.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up with this. I mean, we've got tomorrow, we got Lori interviewing Dr. Phil. It's going to be a phenomenal event for people to get excited about these products, how powerful they are. I would be building as many people into that as you can that are interested in better health, that are interested in great quality products. And then people that want to make money, people that want to have a business. Man, there's nobody better than Gilbert Anderson, when it comes to showing a presentation. I've literally seen him in front of thousands of people. You want to get as many people on there Thursday as you can. And then let's roll everybody into Saturday. Saturday is as much as a mandatory as we can say. If you want to have success, this is where you shorten the learning curve. If you want to have success faster than sooner than later, plug in to the Saturday. We're going to teach the fundamentals, and then we're going to rinse and repeat, and we're going to do it all again the following week. But again, next event tomorrow night, Wednesday, build hard for it, get everybody you can, and then from there, build them into Thursday, and we get them onto Saturday, and we do it again, guys. It's going to be fun. We're going to build this big. We're going to have a lot of success, and I can't wait for each of you to go out and achieve the dreams that you want to achieve. So thank you for plugging in. We'll see you guys.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.